4 levels. Hi everyone. I am dropping in to a little live on the 4 levels of sexuality, because there are many more layers to our experience and what we can feel with our lovers than what most of us experience currently. Most of our lovemaking that's happening currently on the planet is, I would say, stuck in the first level. And we're completely absorbed by that level and don't really go past it. So, the 4 levels of sexuality are really helpful for me to understand because, when I learned this, was really helpful for me to learn, because then I understood that there's more to experience, there's more to go to. So let me tell you the 4 levels straight away, and then we go into them and I explain a little more. The first one is procreational, to make babies, to really just create another human life. The second one is recreational, just to have fun, to just enjoy sex for the sake of, the friction, for the sake of the joy that we can generate inside of our bodies. The third level is rejuvenation, and the last one is communion with God. But let me talk you through each and every one of them, because they have specifics, and it's beautiful to explore them one by one. So, procreational level. This is kind of the genetic level. This is where we are programmed to, this is where our program sits, to make love, to have sex anyway. It sits in our genetics. And it is mostly the way that most of our humans on this planet are stuck in. And I want to talk a little bit about the ancient, about the program that has started to happen for us. Since we are animals, we live in these animal bodies, and there is a difference between male sexuality and female sexuality, because a man is successful procreationally if he spreads his sperm as much as possible into as many women as possible, so he can generate as many offsprings as possible and build his empire. In a way, this is the genetic blueprint. That is why male sexual energy usually wants to ejaculate rather fast and doesn't necessarily care too much about the bonding that it has naturally to a woman or to the partner. Now, this is only true at the genetic level. This is at the lowest level, at the animal level. So it's very important for you to understand that the male sexuality at the root, at the animal level, works like that. It works like it wants to ejaculate, it wants to have multiple partners, and it wants to create. It wants to be that spark of creation to bring more life into the world. The feminine sexuality, though, on the root level is different, because a woman has only the potential of maximum maybe 10, 11, 12 children in one lifetime. To really bear them in her body it's very exhausting, and it requires the woman to be safe while she's bearing the child, and when she's actually giving birth to the child, she needs protection. So she needs bonding, and she needs other people around that protect her. So when she makes love, for her it is important that it's not just a one-off. So her ability to orgasm is influenced by this in such a way that the program that is in the feminine body is saying, find a man that makes love to you long enough and stays with you long enough so you can orgasm. That will be the right man. Because many women have trouble orgasming because the fast-paced male sexuality driven lovemaking isn't satisfying them in their depth, because their genetic program is actually set out to be satisfied only after a certain time, so that she can make sure that the man who's making a baby with her is actually has the power to stay with her, has the duration, has the endurance, has the tenacity to protect her, to care for her in the time of her having a baby. So at the root level, the sexuality of a woman is designed to come late. It is normal for a woman to take longer, to have to boil the internal sexual waters a little bit more to come to explosion, because this is the program in which she decides if this man that she's making love with is proper for her to go on a journey to bring a child into this world. So this is the genetic level, and this is why there's so much frustration in our sexual landscape. This is why most women are completely frustrated that they can't orgasm, and most men are just hunting the next thing, or hunting the orgasm themselves, and don't really know why it doesn't really, why it's not so much fun. Like the average time of a man to ejaculation, apparently, and I was shocked when I heard this, is, guess, write in the comments, what do you think the average time of a man coming is in lovemaking? You'll be shocked. It's 3 minutes! 3 freaking minutes! I mean, as a woman, you're not even like there yet. Your head is completely elsewhere in the first 3 minutes. So there's just no meeting of the two bodies whatsoever. And if we want to transcend that level, we need to go to the next space. The next level of sexuality is recreational. So it's like when you take drugs or alcohol, recreational, just for fun, right? You want to just explore your ability to have fun, have enjoyment, have pleasure with this thing that we do, which is penetration, putting something inside of another person, or being penetrated by somebody. So there are ways to explore this. There are a lot of theory and practices that we can do to maximize pleasure, to learn how to have a bit more fun. And generally, there are probably more and more people now who wake up to this level, that there's no longer just the suppressed, like we're just making love because we need to quickly get it over with. It's like, no, we want to enjoy it. We want to maybe spend some more hours. We want to really, get together. But often in this level, passion takes over. So a lot of passion comes and makes the thing, we kind of fall back into the old patterns of quick fix release and more frustration on certain levels. So in this level, we have fun, we play, we maybe go a bit into polyamorous, maybe explorations, maybe we just have multiple partners, maybe we just have one-night stands, maybe we also explore this with our full-time monogamous partner, and we're having quite a lot of beautiful sex. But at some point, we will hit a ceiling. It's like it's a kind of friction-based sexuality here in the recreational. We're enjoying it because we're using our bodies, or using the most matter, the most dense form of our bodies to create pleasure for each other. So we're just using the physical and creating this pleasure for each other. And then we will hit a ceiling. At some point, the excitement of new partners, the excitement of just having sex, the excitement of doing it this way over and over again kind of wears down. You can go into kinks, you can do all of these explorations, and at some point it kind of just, you hit your ceiling. And then what do you do? Then you either just become frustrated for the rest of your life and a little bit disillusioned about sex. It's just sex, it's no. Or you go to the next level, which is rejuvenation. Rejuvenation, using sexual energy to rejuvenate your body from the inside out, to use it for healing, to use it because you're learning about what sexuality and what that sexual energy is doing inside of you, and how it can circulate around you. and inside of you. So this is a magical level that often requires most people to completely abandon and stop what they've been doing, to stop using their tools, penis and vagina, yoni and lingam, in the way they have been, and flip it around. So for most people that means slowing the fuck down. Slow the fuck down, 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 and even more than you even think you can. So this is often a phase that starts by exploring through slow sex. And slow sex is something very beautiful, where we give our genitals the opportunity to come back to sensitivity through really, really listening. And in the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I'm always honest, but when I tried that, I was not feeling much. Like me inside, we were, exploring with this and breathing and being inside of each other and not moving. And it was like, okay. Anything's supposed to happen now. So, but we kept going, we kept doing these certain practices, and after a while we were like, did you just feel that? Oh, what's that? And the more and more we practice with this, the more our genitals actually started to have their own life, and they started to live inside of each other and become responsive to the energy that's inside of them. And then they started to play with each other in this way where we don't have to move anymore. We just followed what the bodies wanted to do. And this is a process of resensitization that needs to happen and needs some time, because our genitals literally are numb, like everything inside of our bodies, and even our thoughts and our feelings. We are so numbed down in most of our areas. So a reawakening of that takes a little processing, takes a little listening, takes a little time and slowing down to understand what's there. But this is not the end. Like there's some people who swear on slow sex, and it's like only that and never anything else. I'm personally not of that opinion. I think that once we start to slow down everything and really learn to sit back, really learn to listen, it's a little bit like when you learn to meditate, when you learn to listen to your thoughts and you sit back and listen to your emotions before you become reactive. It's a little bit like this with our sexuality. Like, learn to sit back, learn to not go for that urge, just that I need to ejaculate, I need to go an orgasm now. Lean back, listen. What do they actually want to say? How do they want to feel right now? Because when we do that with our mental, we learn to sit back and we become really quiet and peaceful. But it's not the end. Even with our mental or emotional bodies. Because if we overdo this, we become really placid and plain. Just like sitting there all the time, not reacting, not breathing with life. There's a stage above that is this fourth level of sexuality, or the fourth level of life, really, which is communion with God. And in this stage, we abandon ourselves, we abandon fully and giving ourselves to God, giving ourselves to the universe, giving ourselves over and saying, rip me open right now here, fuck me open to God. Oh yes, let's explode in ecstasy together. This is a magical space that doesn't open unless you have gone through the layers, and especially if you've done enough of the healing work in the third level. The third level resensitizes you. The third level will energize you. The third level will bring healing to all the places that you have not looked at, that you haven't brought awareness to in the past. And you will have to cry, and you will have to scream, and you will have to let out everything that's been stuck inside of your body in order to liberate it and let it move. Let it start moving, this energy that's inside of you. Let it start drawing energy from outside of you into you, so you can be ready for the fourth level that is then saying, oh yes, you have opened the doors. You have opened the doors for God to come to you, to kiss you, to make love to you. God is always around us. The universe is always around us. The reason why we don't connect to Him is because we shut the doors, we build walls, we create the blockages inside of our bodies. Once you start opening those doors and you walk right through into the abyss, because it will be scary, it will feel like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? It will feel like you're changing from being a virgin to somebody who's penetrated by life for the very first time. That level is beyond explanation, and what you experience there is entirely up to you. But in this level, we make love for hours and hours and let energy circulate and become present, so present, so present. And nothing else counts. So this journey through the levels is a wonderful path of awakening. Not just your sexuality, but your heart, your emotions, your mental capacity will open. Because when we transcend from the roots up, when we lift that energy that sits inside of our wombs, that sits inside of our sex, and take away the blockages and start moving it without the shame, without the guilt, without the not knowing, without the, oh, this is just not good enough. And bring it up to the heart, connect our genitals to our heart, weave them together. This is something that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people's genitals are completely disconnected from our bodies. Hence, we can go into sexuality and do something that we don't even really want to do. Go over people's boundaries. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to yourself, because the connection to the heart isn't there. We haven't breathed our sex up to our heart, and we haven't breathed our heart up to our third eye or to our crown. We haven't created a fully aligned connection in our body. So this is a great responsibility that you can take. It's an invitation. It's right here. Your body is here. There's nobody else that you even need for this exploration. Bodywork can help. Yes, sex with others can help. But you can do this also by yourself. You can go through the different levels of sexuality and explore how you can connect and weave together your sex and your heart. How you can come into loving relationship with your whole body. There is awakening happening on this planet everywhere right now. Are you part of it? Do you want to be part of it? In which level do you want to play at? Let me know in the comments. What level would you like to experience? What level have you experienced in the past? It would be very interesting for me to know. How many people out there are now in knowledge around their bodies and in knowledge around where they can go. That doesn't mean that every single time you make love it will be maybe the fourth stage, but have you glimpsed it? Have you experienced the depth? Are you just feeling this yearning in your heart, this knowing that it's possible, but you haven't quite yet experienced it? So if you want to experience that journey from your sex up towards your crown and connect everything inside of you, then I invite you to come to take part in Go Touch Yourself, the training that Sai and me have created. It's really powerful, and it addresses this so much. It addresses our resensitization. It addresses how we can change masturbation from a dirty act to something sacred, to something that's so beautiful that you'll just in awe about loving your own body. What better is there to do than loving you? Which better way is there than to love your actual body, this physical suit that you've been borrowing from life, that you've been given to experience life through for a short period of time? So in this contracted experience of body-mind, it is one of the most amazing and immense journeys to learn to love it, to love ourselves. And Go Touch Yourself for me really is that invitation for us to go deep, to go really deep to the core, at where we're holding shame, where we're holding pain, where we're holding back pleasure, and then allowing that to come back to the surface, to feel it, and then release into ecstasy. And this training is very interactive. We have a community in there that support you. You have me inside supporting you twice a month with sessions. We are available at chat, basically at your fingertips. It's really, really not just a program where you go into and you're just left alone. I love this so much about our approach is always around community. And if you don't feel like go touch yourself at the moment, but you want to hang out a little bit more, then also go to our community, which is called thebelovedtribe.com, and you can just become part of this tribe that's growing and really amazing. And we're doing lots of like live events in there and all sorts of things. So it would be lovely to have you, because ultimately Facebook, it's a bit of a dying platform, I believe, but it's nice to hang out with you, and it's nice to experience the beauty of giving these transmissions. And I hope you take something from it. I hope it alivens and awakens a yearning inside of you if you don't have that yearning already. And I hope that you can go into this day today thanking the universe for its magic that it's providing every single day to you. This magic is available for you to take in, it is there to penetrate you at the deepest core and awaken you to the beauty of life, to the magic, to the wonder, to the gloriousness of you in this body. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate wherever you are, whether you're crying or laughing or in bliss or in ecstasy or in orgasm. Celebrate yourself, because what else is there to do? Don't waste your time away not celebrating whatever you're feeling. I send you love and joy, the 4 levels of sexuality.